All right, we had another decent day. A little bit frustrating, and there's a little bit to go over. I think would be interesting to go over here, and this never ended up really doing much, but I'll leave that, and this doesn't either. But real quick, I wanted to do something for every single time I get 100 or 250 subscribers. I was thinking about doing this, and let me change this feature real quick. Here, how much were we just at? Oh well. But here's the full picture right here. It's a little bit up close so you guys can see me instead of in that little box in the corner. But I wanted to do something for every 250 subscribers we get, because right here we have a jar, right? And over here we have quarters. So you might be wondering what we can do. So every 250 subscribers, that's a quarter of 1,000 subscribers. I want to put 1 quarter into this jar to kind of just remind me of just a visual reminder. And let me put the first quarter in real quick, and then I'll kind of explain. Where's this one? This one's not even a state. Let's put a state quarter in. All right, I got to turn on this light over here. Hold up. Come on. There we go. All right, there we go. Some lighting in here. We got the Kansas 2020 quarter. It's going into the jar. That's the first one of hopefully many. That represents 250 subscribers right there. So if we can fill this thing up, that would be really dope. If I can get 4 of these, that's 1,000 subscribers. So it's just going to sit over here next to my monitor. And it's just always like a nice little reminder. For now, these things are going to go back into the cabinet until we can put some more into the jar. So I thought about that the other day because I was coming up on 250. Man, my hair looks it looks insane right now. Ugh. It's like backwards too on the picture. But anyways, I wanted to do that because I was thinking about coming up on 250 subscribers. And just seeing the growth really inspiring for me. So I'm playing with my hair here. It's really messing with me. But anyways, seeing the growth has been really, really cool. And I was like, what can I do? Like, what's my goal? And my goal is 400 quarters in the jar, which will be right at $100, which is exactly 100,000 subscribers. Would be really cool to do 1 million, but that's also $1,000 of quarters. But if we ever do get there, we'll keep going with the quarters. Don't worry. But the goal is 100K because it's just a really crazy number. And honestly, in this space of trading, there's not even really anyone at 1 million, which I hate to limit my goals, my dreams, but 100K is amazing. So 100K is the goal. We have 1 quarter. We need 399 more. But it's really exciting, and I'll love to see that quarter grow. I hope we can get 3 more in there and hit that 1,000 very soon. That would be very cool. 4 quarters is definitely the next goal for sure. But even just every quarter I add is going to be really cool. So every 250 subscribers, I throw in a quarter. And when we hit 100K, I'm going to give away that $100 because if I'm at 100,000 subscribers, $100 not going to really mean too much to me anymore, hopefully. Which would be pretty cool to see as well. So that's kind of what we're doing here. I just wanted to take a second to mention that 250 subscribers. Obviously, you'll only see the jar whenever we get to 500, and then 750, then 1,000, and so on. So hopefully we get there as soon as possible. But I also, this is the exact date of this is the 5 month of since my first video I posted on this account. It's been 5 months exactly. So that's 250 subscribers in 5 months. That's pretty cool from 0. I haven't posted this on social media, anything. I haven't posted anywhere. I haven't told people to go subscribe to me, anything like that. It's just all organic through YouTube's platform, just promoting my content, and you guys watching it and subscribing, which is really cool to see. All like 250 of you guys. and we passed over that milestone last night. So 5 months to get 250 subscribers. I'll be really, really interested to see how quickly we get to 500. If it took us 5 months, so it would be really cool to do half the time, because that would put me at like 2.5 months. That'd be really cool to see a really just snowball effect on this account. But regardless, it took us 5 months to get here, and it's just looking better and better every single day. We're steamrolling through the numbers. So enough of me talking about that. That was just something I wanted to tell. So when you guys see the jar in the future, when I put in for the 500, just cool milestones. I won't really make too big of a deal until our second quarter and then our fourth quarter. And then we go from there and we see if we can get all 400, and then we'll give it away, I guess, or do something. Maybe give it to, I don't know what. We'll see when we get there. That might be a while, but hopefully not. I'm really excited for doing this. I really always wanted to be posting on YouTube, whatever I want, just be myself, post about trading, and eventually maybe post about other stuff for sure on this account too, maybe, but just be myself on social media, have fun, and grow an audience. I think it's always pretty special. When you do what you want, you don't sell out to anyone, and you can be a good what's it called? Where you can just be a good face in the space, I guess, where people enjoy seeing your stuff, people maybe learn from you, get enjoyment, whatever the case may be. I always looked at that as a very cool thing to do, and to be in. It's just I'm excited. I've been putting in consistency and hard work and seeing it pay off, and I want to just keep going and do more and more and more, because it is addicting to see the growth. And I know that I read the book War of Art, or The Art of War, The War of Art, and it's about when you have a desire to do something, to just go all for it, because there's a reason why you're thinking about doing these things. So just do it. You'll learn, and if you just keep putting in work, you can't fail. There's no such thing as failure, and it's just a really cool book. I do recommend that. But let's get into the video. So that is the 250 subscribers. Let's see how quickly we get to 500 and get another quarter in that jar. I really want to see this thing start filling up. So I really want to see a few more quarters. I can barely see that one right there, but really, really special day. And yeah, so let's get into the chart review. Let's see. Here we go. I need to figure out where to put that though. Okay, let's go here. How do I move it? It's not letting me move it. No, that's not what I want to do. Come on. There we go. OBS is weird, man. OBS is weird. We'll go here. We'll go right there. All right. So with that out of the way, we'll get into the charting session, or trade review, whatever you want to call it. Going into the morning on the higher time frame, we have just hit sell side liquidity on these equal lows, which has been a big draw in liquidity for a while now. And oh yeah, real quick, where are the accounts at? So I can exit out of this. We just hit 1,500, so we are closer to the target, the profit target, than we are the starting point, which is really cool. Small day today, $99, almost 100, whatever the case may be. One trade for life, and we are logging out of here. So that was really cool. This is the most my account's ever been at. Just hidden PRs all over the place. So now we can go full screen here though. So again, we took out the draw in liquidity on the higher time frame, which was also a nice draw because of the daily, this volume, this opening gap here, but also this bullish fair value gap. We are in a weekly bullish fair value gap. So I wanted to kind of see price come into equilibrium of this move here, which we have. But anyways, that was kind of confluence behind these equal lows. When you have relative equal lows like this, you know it's going to be a nice draw in liquidity eventually. So we come down to sweep that out. We have this low here, and we have equilibrium of this fair value gap, which we might come down and meet eventually, but I think we're now going towards these low resistance liquidity right here. I don't know if it's really low resistance, but it's like a trend line liquidity. So I saw this. So going into the morning again with the daily bias, we swept these lows, so now we finished the sell model. So it's very important to look at the market maker models. We have a buy model here. We have the original consolidation, expansion move up, we sweep out the high, we displace through a low, we hold bearish structure, and we complete the sell side of the curve. Now we probably accumulate, we probably whatever, or maybe manipulate here. This is a big imbalance we got to fill. We got to sweep out these highs to then go lower or higher. Regardless, I'm expecting us to run these highs. But yeah, so we just finished a sell model, so I can't really be bearish, even though we are selling off. And then I also look on the time from here on the, let's go to the 5-minute. We had a bullish SMT, so overnight, or the market close was around here, and overnight London and Asia session, we had Asia session here. London session swept Asia low and the low from yesterday, right at market close. We also had a bullish SMT, so ES did not take this low, which was bullish confluence. And then we get a big buy up early, and we fail to take out this high. That becomes the draw on liquidity, is these two highs, so it's still bullish. But then we just kind of chop around in this range. So the market opened around, let's put in the market open here. Market opened 9:30. So market opened here. We still hadn't taken these highs. But if we get into what I was looking at here, was on the 15-minute, we had, I'll get rid of this. We had a fair value gap here. We had it here. This whole thing was an imbalance. We also had a 1-hour bullish, which ended up being what held. So I'll put that in. But I was looking at the 30-minute. So we have this bullish fair value gap here. 1 hour bullish. Market trades down in the morning. Again, 9:30 open was around here, right here. We have market open. We come down, we hold this 1 hour, we sweep out these lows. I believe, let me check if we had an SMT at the time. We did not have an SMT at all. But we end up sweeping these lows here, which could have been what I would have looked at as a manipulation. And then we have this IFVG right here, right off open. It closes above this bearish gap, and then runs very nicely to buy side here. It would have gotten close to this level, came back down, probably stopped you at break even after you scaled here, and then it runs up and gets the move. So this trade here is all right. It's pretty good. We're in a 1 hour bearish. We swept liquidity. We're bearish, or we're bullish because we just swept the relative equal lows on the sell side model over to the left of us on the higher time frame. We have the SMT on the London move. This is our draw on liquidity. This is our original consolidation. We sell off here. We come back up. We hold this imbalance. We sell off again. So sell side is finished. We don't displace through the low. We inverse this whole move up. We consolidate here. We rebalance the equilibrium. We didn't quite come all the way down. ES dug a little bit deeper, which was a little cleaner. Almost get to equilibrium. We sweep the low, and then we inverse inside a higher time frame for a value gap. Looking back, this is a better trade than I thought live time. I still don't mind not taking it, but I also wouldn't have minded taking it. So it isn't the greatest setup we've ever seen, because this fair value gap is relatively small. It's about 3 points. It's not very clear and obvious. There also wasn't a very clear draw on liquidity besides the high. There was not much of low resistance liquidity. This was a very quick move down. We also had news coming out at 10, even though it didn't do too much. It still was red folder news, so I didn't want to jump the gun before that. So I'm not upset with not taking this trade, but it also wouldn't have been a bad trade to have taken. The first fair value gap held on this move up to take out these highs, then came back down, hit this 2-minute, and pump bullish. The trade I did end up taking, which I'm very happy with how I held the trade, because I didn't once try and get out early, even though in my mind I was kind of freaking out. But we get this push up, and ES at the time was, and let me pull up ES over here. Oh, that was ugly. What the heck just happened? What the heck? Okay. ES right here at the time was, what time of day was this? 10. I'm going to just do the split screen here. I wish this worked better, but it doesn't. NQ. Is that really where we were? Oh, wow, we're ripping. Wow. But anyway, so we were here at the time. And let's get to it on the S&P. Let's try and, this is annoying to navigate since I don't trade off this. Okay, where were we? Let's just go to the 2 minute because that's where I took the trade. Okay, so we were looking decently bullish on an ES. We put in this 5 minute bullish fair value gap. We had just inversed this gap down, so I was pretty confident we were going to go higher to this high and just continue pushing. So at the time where we were here, this was my entry on this 2 minute bearish. I got in on this close above to go take the high because we were delivering from a 5 minute fair value gap here that we end up holding nicely. So I was looking to get in a long to just see this high here. It was a nice little scalp because from here, a nice little, I didn't get 15 points, but 12-point scalp, 15-point scalp. And the reason I took it is because I was expecting that even if we were bearish, that with this momentum, with the bullish fair value gap, that we would go manipulate the high one more time if we did inverse this, which we did. And also because of ES at the time, we had a, and this is where I was trying to make the point, we had an SMT at these lows here. Let's see, here and here. So as you can see, we had an SMT. So right here at the red line, you can see that the market, maybe you can't see, I'll move it here. The market actually came down on ES and swept out the low, and NQ didn't, and we held this 2 minute bullish. That's a very bullish sign. So then we had the bullish SMT, and then we start pumping on ES. We actually break structure to the upside on the 1 minute. We also hold this 1 minute bullish, and we start ripping here. And we were still pumping here when ES was selling. We come down, sell again, and we were starting to buy up. And I was just looking at both charts, and it looked very nice for longs. So that's why I took the trade. It's not probably an A+, not the greatest setup I could have ever taken, but it is a valid trade, and I like it. And I'm glad with how I held this because we went through a little bit of drawdown. We had our stop right under this low, which I'm just surprised that we survived, and we took profit. So I'll actually, I'll show that trade at the end. I'll just keep going through the rest of what I saw. Then a really clean setup that I actually took on paper was we manipulated the high one more time, notice the lack of displacement. We come back down here, put in a high, whatever. We get displacement through this swing low here. Not anything crazy, but a 1 minute bearish fair value gap right here. And again, I took this on paper, a 1 minute bearish fair value gap. And I noticed that we had this high here, 3 kind of equal highs. We're chopping, we can't really pick a direction. And I was like, okay, if we sweep this high, I will just take a short on paper again, because on paper accounts, like I've said before, I treat them like just testing my eye, like where price is gonna go. I treat paper, I try and take good setups, but I also don't just only trade inverse fair value gaps like I do on my funded. Because I'm trying to just train the eye, train the draw and liquidity, because all trading is price action and knowing where price is going to go, when and why. So I just practice all different types of trading, which I enjoy because it makes trading more fun instead of just it feels like a less stress, less being right, less ego involved, and just trading the chart what you see. So I took this turtle soup entry, and wow, I wish I could trade turtle soup because this stop loss is really, really nice. Take profit at this low, 27 points. Just snipe this trade, 3-4 minutes. Beautiful trade. I didn't expect it to just sweep here and reverse, but looking back, it is what it is. Cool. We come down, we take this low. We have 0 displacement through the low. We come up, we hold this, we inverse this fair value gap, and then we've been pumping since. So the turtle soup was clean, and then the reversal makes sense because we are in a bigger time frame bullish. And we've just been ripping ever since. Nothing left for me to do today. Not interested in taking any more trades. And that's kind of where you need to get with trading, is just realize when and when not is is it going to be advantageous for you to try and sit here and keep looking, right? Even though I'm very, 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 very confident we're at least going to take out this high and probably run a good amount of these, we could just chop here. We could sell off, whatever. And you know what? I want to see us chop here, or maybe come up, take this high, leave this one, come back down, because then tomorrow, what are we looking at here, right? Sell side of the curve, buy side of the curve, and it's just another market maker model, right? There's always going to be opportunity. This is a clear reversal manipulation thing here. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love trading, dude. I love how I read the markets and what I've learned. And I'm just so happy to be able to do this every single day and keep getting better. So that's kind of what I was looking at for today and how I read the market, if anyone trades similar to me. And that's, again, a brief little example of what I'm looking at for tomorrow is the market maker model. If we haven't ran these highs already, this is exactly what I expect. This is where I expect us to go here on the higher time frame. This is the draw on liquidity. We will be back up there. I would be shocked if we just sell off, but generating more liquidity. So that was a very, very clean day, very, very clean market, and that's kind of what I'm looking at going into tomorrow. And yeah, so I'll pull up the trade I took again, because I actually I film all these videos, right? But I don't. Can I not move this over? Huh. Let me see here. So I'll clear out these charts here. Leave. Let's see if we can drag it over now. Okay, there we go. Because I record all of my executions. I record them every time. I don't want people to think like, oh, this guy's full of it, right? Like, he doesn't even take these trades that he talks about in the chart reviews. I genuinely take all these trades. So I'm going to mute it here because I listen to music. This is 8 minutes. Wow. So you can see here I execute right when it closes. So the candle closes in 9 seconds. And I get in pretty much right away. And I think you guys can see my face. So right there, boom, 1 second, boom, closed, and I got in. I tell you where I moved. I put my stop loss. Look, I'm measuring out in the chart. And instantly start running. And this is where I'm glad I did better, because a lot of times I just see it move up quick. And I'm not really too confident. I don't want to let it play out. And I just get out early. And I would have just been like, oh, $60, $70, I'll just take it. And that cut myself short. So I put in a proper stop loss, put in proper take profits. And yeah, so we let the trade play out. But then it started going negative. But I was like, okay, let me just chill out. Let me focus on holding my trades, because that's something I'm trying to really work on. And that my biggest mistake is getting out of trades early, winning trades early, cutting myself short, stopping myself out for no reason because I'm afraid of losing. So I was like, okay, cool. We're still holding the fair value gap. There's nothing wrong with this trade yet. It's just going against me. Let me calm down. Let me trade the chart instead of my emotions and just hold the trade properly, right? And this is a 5 micro trade. I was targeting 12 points, slightly worse than a 1-to-1 RR, which is not ideal, but I don't hate it. But yeah, I was like, okay, now it's going to go from here. Good. But this is where I'm trying to get better, and my biggest struggle is look at my mouse hovering over the exit market, right? Because I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, oh my gosh, then I start overanalyzing. Look, I just drew in the 1 minute bullish or bearish fair value gap. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're rejecting there for sure. I should probably get out. All these things going on in my head of, as soon as I get into the trade, I start looking for every reason why I'm going to lose, and to get out, I'm like, oh, $40, I could get out for $40 loss here or whatever, and now I'm putting in my bracket of where I got in, which they filled me really bad here. I'm just shocked that I got in at 94 or 84. So I put my stop loss there, and I was like, man, I'm not even getting a 1-to-1 here. I'm getting like a half, like a 0.63. So I was like, okay, it is what it is. And it was going negative. Look, we're down $80, and I was just having to deal with, okay, don't get out of the trade early. We're still in the inverse, right? As long as we don't close. And I was like, okay, as soon as we close on the 2 minute, I will get out of the trade. I'll close my position. I'll take the loss, and I'll be done for the day. I was going to step away because I was in a really good mindset here. I didn't really love the charts today for entries, and the overall picture of the trades was amazing today, the overall price structure. But in terms of entering trades, I wasn't in love with the charts today. And then this candle, I'll speed it up a little bit here. This candle with this close, I was pretty stoked with this close on one of these candles. Where is it? Here. I was really stoked with this candle closing, with this rejection. I was like, okay, bet. What a good hold. It's going to now pump to my take profit. Because you can see in 7 seconds here, it closes really good. Like, I was like, man, this is a nice close. We held through the storm. Okay, we're in the clear. This next candle is going to come in with some volume. Okay, there we go. And then that just wasn't the case. We couldn't get back up. And then, look, I'm hovering over that dang exit market. I was like, should I just get out here? We're in that 1 minute imbalance. I was like, okay, if we can just run this imbalance, please. And it just wasn't really working. You can see my face. I look a little stressed out right here. But I was really confident in the move at this point. But I was just wanting to go quick, to rip the Band-Aid off. And then I was like, man, I should just get out, whatever. And look at this, dude. It starts coming down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get stopped out. We were down. What were we down here? We were down bad here for a second. Let's see. 120, 140, 162, 170, 180, 190. And I think we even saw 200 at one point. But 190, I was like, oh my gosh, dude. I'm not even going to make that much. So I was like, oh. In my head, I was like, let me just get out of this trade here. Or let's just see. At this point, let's just see if it pumps up. Maybe I get out. Again, hovering over the exit market, trying to close the trade because I was afraid. I was like, okay, but at this point, I don't mind hovering over it because my mind says in 31 seconds, this candle will close. If we close below the inverse, I'm going to exit the trade, and I don't have any problem with that. I see this candle come in. I'm like, oh my gosh. But we are about to run. This is great. But then, look, I'm like, should I exit the trade? Of course not. Not with that reaction. But I was like, dude, if we inverse this 1 minute, we are ripping. And that is where my mind's at. So I'm like, okay, let's get a good close here. Let's get a good close, please. I was like, oh, it's running. And then at this point, I'm like, oh, I should move to break even. But then I just moved it to underneath. But you can see I moved it underneath this low because that should be the lowest we go. If it comes back down there and stops me out without hitting take profit, I will be completely fine with that. But we inversed this 1 minute here, and I'm like, okay, but this is going to hold price. We should be good to go. I didn't like that. I was just slipping like that, but I like this reaction. And we have the trade play out from here. It was very, very clean from here. And then I end up trimming 5 contracts, and I was going to leave a runner. I wasn't confident in the runner working, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave one contract. What if it rips 50 points, 60 points? So there was my first trade. I got off another one in a second, and then I left the runner. Beautiful trade. Beautiful execution, beautiful holding. I'm so proud of myself for this trade. As all of you guys know, I come in every single day, and I go, okay, what were some of my mistakes today? I got out of the trade early. I closed the trade. I was a little afraid. I closed the trade early. I talk about that all the time. And today, even though this isn't a sexy trade, it was only about 13 points, not even a 1-to-1 RR. Wasn't the greatest setup of all time, but this was an amazing trade because I stuck to my plan, and I didn't get out early, and I benefited from it. So I'm very, very happy with that trade. And again, I actually take these executions. I don't just come on here and bullcrap you guys. I genuinely take these executions every single time that I mention a trade that I take. I genuinely take it, and I have all the recordings. So that is one of the things. Like I know people. I don't know. Maybe people believe me from the start, but I know it's hard to be like, oh, I took this trade, and I like showing the genuine proof. So I might start going over my trades there and going through psychologically what I was thinking in that exact moment, because that is almost exactly what I was thinking during that trade. Is what I was talking about, is exactly how I was feeling in that trade. Every swing, every whatever, and that probably will help some people if they're like, man, I go through the same emotions. Like I think the same things when I'm trading. I get stressed out about the same exact things, and then hearing me go over and be like, this is what I struggle with, and kind of explain how each move affected me emotionally, and then I can work through it myself, and then have this kind of document to see, okay, I felt scared in this trade, but I let it work. I stuck to my plan, and it paid me off. So that is all I have for today. A great day. Interested to see what happens tomorrow. So far, a good week. Very excited for the rest of the week. Really happy with the progress. And again, want to start filling up this jar. So that was sick that we hit 250 today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys had a great day. Peace out.